And welcome to the Committee on Public Services. Madam Clerk, oh, here you can vote on this.
Commissioner Kinlock. Commissioner Hattis.
Present.
Commissioner Baydoun.
Here.
Commissioner Palomero.
Here.
Chair Markey.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Next item.
C, approve the April 4th, 2023 meeting minutes.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Baydoun, seconded by Commissioner Haydas. Any comments, changes? All right, all those in favor vote. Yes, or whatever you prefer.
Motion carried.
Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed. Item 1, under new business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year professional engineering contract with the 1-year option to renew with AECom Great Lakes.
It's for $119,000, the reconstruction of the Middle Belt Bridge over Bell Creek in Livonia. Any questions? Yes, we're gonna, yes, motion on all of them at the end. Yep, and then you can let me know at full board which ones you want. Any questions on this? Next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with the 1-year option to renew with Wade Trim Associates.
This is for over almost $306,000 for the construction of Inkster Road, westbound Schoolcraft Road to south of 5 Mile in Livonia. Act 51 monies. Any questions? All right, next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Baker and Associates.
$91,000, and it's to continue the engineering services of Miller Road in Dearborn. Questions? All right, next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Orchard Hilton McClement Inc., DBA OHM Advisors.
All right, this is $285,000 construction engineering services for North Line Road in Southgate. Questions? All right, next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with a 1-year option to renew with Alfred Benesh and Company.
For almost $158,000. This is for engineering services for rehab of Hannon Road in the city of Wayne in Canton Township. I do have a question on this. The contract question. I'm still confused. Oh, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm sorry.
Okay. Good morning, Madam Chair. Alan Coe, I'm the Assistant Division Director of Engineering. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm still confused about the IGAs and what cities participate in an IGA and what ones don't. And from my understanding that the city of Wayne will have an IGA, but Canton Township won't on this project. And why is that?
Basically, the IGA, if there is no city participation, they don't have IGA. So,
Right, but why wouldn't Canton be participating in this when it's a joint project with Canton and Wayne?
I do believe this jurisdiction, it belongs to one of the township.
What? I'm sorry.
The IGA for this project, only one municipality is involved. So that's the reason why one city is not participating.
Oh, it's only one?
Yeah, that's my understanding, but I can double check that and I
Okay.
can provide you with the.
Yeah, our information is saying that Wayne and Canton Township are involved in this.
I will double
Okay.
check that. That's my understanding, but
Okay.
I'll double check and I will report to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on this? Yes, go ahead, Terrence.
Through the chair, from my understanding and previous knowledge, and maybe someone else from DPS, the county is kind of responsible for township roads.
Mhm.
So this is a very special project. So usually when we get the projects, if a township is involved, the county picks up the whole cost. If there's a city involved, the city picks up part of the cost.
Okay, and that, even though this is, okay,
So the
And I
county's
wasn't
picking up the
sure-
townships,
yeah,
Canton Township's portion.
okay, that makes sense. And Canton Township also has their own road millage, right? I don't know if any of those, because
I'm not
all
for
their
sure.
roads are township roads, so they're all Wayne County.
Unless it's
responsibility.
a private community road or something of that nature.
Okay.
Then we probably won't do that. But someone from DPS can confirm.
I guess that, I should have said that at the beginning. I know they have their own millage, and I just didn't know how that works.
Association Road.
It's the Van Buren. Oh, I don't know. about this one.
They're using the millage for that? Okay. It's okay, Andy. It's all right.
Test. For the record, Andrew Kandrivas, Director of Wayne County Department of Public Services. Yeah, I thought it was a different issue. Actually, I just walked into the room. I can shed no more light than Mr. Coe can. We can get some answers for you though. Sammy Caldy, the head of engineering, will know exactly the ins and outs of the spending on
Okay,
this.
and it just could be like Terrence said, it's a township. And so there's no other monies in it, but I just wonder how their millage works in all this too. It's all good. Thank you. Yes.
Through the chair, and it's my understanding, because this goes beyond just townships. I think at the last meeting, you asked a question about the city of Detroit and why they sometimes have agreements and not.
Right.
So sometimes the county can take on a project, but the county would fully take on that project. So even though it's in a certain city, it may be fully county funded, and that city may not have a role in that project. Therefore, there would be no agreement. But if
Right.
the city has a role, whether that's engineering or some aspects of it, then you'll have an agreement with that community because of their role. So whether that's funding or some other role, you would need an IGA. But if the county's fully taking on the entire project, like with some of the city of Detroit projects, they don't participate in, is my understanding. You wouldn't have an agreement with them because they don't have a role in the project, even though it's in their city. So
Okay.
some of it comes down to the actual role that the community is playing in that particular project to determine if you need an agreement or not.
And that doesn't happen very often when the city doesn't play a role at all that I remember.
Department for that one.
If I may add,
Yes.
like in City of Detroit, there are projects that they have best interest on the project, that they want to add something that like sidewalk or streetscape that we don't normally do. So then we negotiate how much money they're going to contribute to add that particular items on the project. That's the reason why we have IGA with the City of Detroit or some other cities. But if it is just a plain resurfacing, then we don't have IGA. So
Okay.
so
That's why
there's-
we didn't have an IGA with Detroit last time.
there are, yes,
Okay.
there are projects in Detroit, especially Detroit, that we don't have IGA
Okay.
because it's just a regular resurfacing. And like Warren Street between Southfield and Greenfield, they want to change the street. They want to have bump outs, sidewalks, and all the things that they want to see on the projects, but we don't fund them. So that's why we have IGA
Okay.
with them. So
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Just wanted to.
thank you.
Okay. Next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of Amendment 2 to a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with HNTB Michigan.
Okay, this is no change in the dollar amount, and it's continue rehab of the Grozeal Bridge. Questions? Next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year professional engineering services contract with a 1-year option to renew with Alfred Benesch and Company.
Right, this is also no change in the dollar amount. It's to amend the scope of services as needed for bridge and facility inspection. Questions? All right, next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a 3-year construction contract with EC Core Co.
Okay, this is for a $5 million project, a bridge reconstruction in the city of Westland using Act 51 monies. Questions? Commissioner Anderson has joined us. Questions? All right, next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Orchard Hilton McClement, DBA OHM Advisors.
Right, for $175,000 for construction engineering services for the rehab of Jefferson Road in the city of Wyandotte. Questions? All right, next item.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Westland.
All right, this is for improvements for Curtis Woods Park, almost $60,000. Next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Taylor.
All right, this is for Heritage Park, $75,000. Next item.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation.
All right, this is for a traffic signal, $264,000. It's modernization along Joy Road and Merriman Road in the city of Livonia and the city of Westland. Act 51 money. Questions? All right. Next item, we're going on to the addenda.
Moving to the addenda, item 13.
And I'm just going to interrupt here. Administration has requested that we pull this from the agenda today. So if there's no objection, we'll pull that. Next item, the next 2 items, Madam Clerk, would you read the next 2?
Item 14, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with a 2-year option to renew with Pipe Tech Infrastructure Services LLC. And item 15, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with a 2-year option to renew with Rogue Industrial Services LLC.
Could somebody just explain this a bit? This is a shared contract between these 2 companies, $800,000 each.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Commission. Steve Shea, Division Director of Roads Maintenance. So both of those contracts, the bids were so close, they're within like $100,000, even less. So procurement, we looked at it, both Roads Division and Procurement Division, and we decided that a split would work well because we have so many areas that we have to jet and clean. And so I thought it made sense that to have 2 vendors rather than just one.
And so what exactly are they going to do, Steve?
So they're going to go ahead, power jet, super vac, catch basins, block lines, and then obviously all the vacuum all the spoils, and then that spoils gets disposed at a licensed facility by Eagle,
Okay.
which is called Euro Services.
Do we do the contract every couple of years? Do we do this every year?
This contract here is every 3 years.
But
So-
is it an ongoing process?
It's going to be an ongoing process. We have some real goals set to clean our storm sewer basins.
Okay, great. Thank you. Questions? All right. Next item.
Item 16, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Township of Canton.
Okay, this is, the total cost of this project's gonna be $5 million, but this is for $3 million today for full concrete inlay work for Canton Center Road between Ford Road and Warren Road. Now, it's my understanding there is a shared contract between the Canton and county, so that's according to our paperwork. So right there would be a difference from the last one. Any questions on this? Okay, next item.
Item 17, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with 3M Company.
All right, for 3M for $372,000. This is done through the My Deal and it's for pavement tape All right, next item.
Item 18, requesting commission approval of a retroactive modification 1 to a 2-year professional services contract with Premier Group Associates.
Okay, this is someone going to speak on this from the administration? This is a retroactive, and we were paying the vendor after the contract expired on December 16th of 2022. Nobody here? The vendor exceeded their authorized amount by $43,000.
Commissioner Darcel Brown for Legislative Liaison for the Wayne County Executive's Office. This seems to be a buildings item. We would need a few minutes in order to get an answer back to you, or we can provide you with the answer before full board.
Hey, that would be fine. But yeah, I'd like to know, I'm sure, and so would Commissioner Basham before full board.
Okay, yeah, we'll get an answer and then we'll make sure that we email that to you.
Okay, and then I'll make sure everybody knows that answer.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Okay, just on that, so, so it's not just Commissioner Basham. For me, it continues to stick out, the fact that, the $40-something thousand. So I'm just wondering, we consistently have a conversation, about this, and have asked that you actually, reach out or have an explanation when the item actually comes to commission, because I absolutely understand some circumstances, but I'm looking forward to hearing the circumstance. Yeah.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, so this will be as we go through the voting process right now, this will be dependent on the information. Should I do it that way, Felicia?
Through this chair to this honorable body, that is within your discretion. This is a situation similar to many others where they simply didn't process the modification in a timely manner,
Right.
and they continued the services for whatever reason. I don't recall if the department provided us a response as to why they continued the services, but they felt the need to continue the services. It's just that the amendment didn't make it here in a timely manner. But normally you don't do a contingent upon, but again, it's your discretion to do so if you want.
Okay, let's just do it contingent upon, and then just to get a clearer answer that's to Commissioner Kinloch's point as well.
Is the mic on? Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Just for understanding, so approval is contingent upon receiving the responses to
Yeah.
the questions that were asked.
Yep. And I think that also brings the point that people are concerned about seeing things that are getting paid when we didn't authorize it.
Understood.
Let me just ask Felicia, what was your comment about what we normally do? Because I was talking to Commissioner.
Through the chair, I don't think this was paid. I just think they overspent and now they owe. There's a distinction. So I think that this is a matter of they continue services, overspent the original contract, and now they owe services. I don't think those invoices have actually been paid.
Okay,
So that's the
but
first point.
we owe this to them.
Yes. The
Okay.
second point I was making, Commissioner, is simply saying this is similar to other situations where they simply didn't process the modification in a timely manner. And so, but they determined that they needed to continue services. So services continue, they overspent, now we owe the vendor. Under normal circumstances, this is not approved contingent upon. However, in this instance, the body has determined to do so to ensure that the informational responses are provided prior to full board, and to, I guess, emphasize the fact that there are concerns with regards to these type of overspending prior to commission approval.
No, but the point that we have raised, we said when contracts expire, get the modifications here, get all of the necessary paperwork ahead of time. And so it needs to be a serious point, the various departments understand that,
Mhm.
to allow for services to continue to be done, and then, have to pretty much, you pay those invoices. So yes, I'm fine with moving this forward, but the point needs to seriously be taken. Yeah. It's just a process of submitting paperwork.
Right.
Right.
And they probably had to continue the services because it was snow removal.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right. But I understand, but still, there's
Yep.
the time.
Oh, I agree.
I just want to concur with what Commissioner Council stated. I did look into the matter, so this invoice has not been paid, the
Okay.
additional amount that's owed.
All right. Okay, so it's just a matter of just what she just said. All right, then let's just move forward with it. Okay. We have a motion to approve all these agenda items by Commissioner Palomera, seconded by Commissioner Baydoun. And please vote.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
None. Next item.
Public comments.
All right, anyone for the chambers that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? Madam Clerk, did we receive any emails?
There are no emails.
Okay, and how about anybody on Zoom? I can't tell this. Is there anybody on
There's no
Zoom?
one on Zoom.
No one on Zoom. If anybody from the public on the phone or on Zoom would like to address the Committee on Public Services, you have 2 minutes, and please start speaking. Anyone from the public? Okay, hearing none. Next item.
Adjournment.
All right. All right. We have an approval. Support.
Support.
Okay. All in favor?